40 non-right angle triangles. These are triangles that do not have right angles in them. This restricts us from using Pythagorean's theorem and the trig ratios, as they only work if you're trying to solve a right angle triangle. Before we show you the techniques to solve these non-right angle triangles, we're going to show you how to label them. Labeling is arbitrary as there's no right angle, but we use the same standard technique of labeling the vertices or angles with uppercase letters and the side lengths with lowercase letters. Vertex A, vertex B, and vertex C. Side A will be opposite vertex A, while side B will be opposite vertex B, and side C will be opposite vertex C. Now that the triangle is labeled, we can solve for the missing side lengths or angles by using sine law. The sine law states that the ratio of sine A divided by the side length A equals the ratio of any other pairs of angles and its corresponding side. So sine A divided by side A equals sine B divided by side B, which equals sine C divided by side C. Now usually we don't use all three angles and three sides in the calculations. Rather, we only use a pair. Like sine A divided by side A equals sine B divided by side B. This is a four-variable equation, which means as long as we know three measures, we can solve for the missing fourth. This is the same for the other two combinations of angles and side ratios, such as sine B divided by side B equals sine C over side C. Again, if we know three of the four, we can solve for the fourth. Sine A divided by side A equals sine C divided by side C. Again, we can solve for one if we know the other three. The second method is the cosine law, which has three forms, which depends on how you label your triangle and which sides and which angles are given. The first is a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine A. Second is b squared equals c squared plus a squared minus 2ca cosine B. And the third is c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine C. If you look specifically at only one of these three forms, say c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine C, you'll notice that the first part of the equation is simply Pythagorean's theorem, c squared equals a squared plus b squared. But since it's not a right angle triangle, there's an adjustment of minus 2ab cosine C. We'll also notice that this is simply a four-variable equation, meaning if you know three parts, you can solve for the fourth with a little bit of formula manipulation. In the next lesson, we'll show you how to use the sine and the cosine law to solve some non-right angle triangles.